All right, all right. So we're on the fourth episode of the Paranormal Chat Show. A unique paranormal, the most unique thing about the Paranormal Chat Show is that you know it's a live stream thing. There's no background music. Even you can see there is nothing in the background, so zero production cost. And you'd be seeing someone like me every weekend talking about paranormal, having some amazing guests on this very show would be sharing their experiences regarding the paranormal, and we'll be having some chit chat, basically as the name suggests, the Paranormal Chat Show. So basically a show where we talk anything and everything that is paranormal. It can be something about an upcoming Paracon, and by telling about Paracon, I think it's the right time to plug that my friends Mark Avila's team organizes the Salem Con, basically a paranormal conference that is happening in Salem, US, and they have some amazing guests lined up this year. For example, Nick Groff, John Jaffes, and some amazing paranormal investigators. So if you are in the US, or if you know anyone in US who should visit the Salem Con, then I think this is the right time to let them know. And apart from everything else, you can look like a CIA agent after putting this one-sided earphone, because I have to, like I said, this is a zero production radio show, so everything has like totally zero of cost. So one thing that I use for the mic and to hear from the guest is the laptop's mic. Thanks to it, thanks to what is this company? Yeah, HP. Thanks to HP, you can send me a new laptop if you wish to. And apart from that, thanks to this earphone. So even if you feel irritated or frustrated by just looking at my face like a CIA agent, I'm sorry for it. So at tonight's Paranormal Chat Show, we have an amazing guest on here. Like the paranormal community might not be knowing him much, but I do know him from some time, and we have solved some cases together. And he's an amazing guy, and he has experienced a certain paranormal activity, certain things that he believes is in literal out of the world, done certain things which we consider as paranormal or something related to paranormal research. Soon. And but before that, the reason why I'm doing this show is just to plug. No, the only reason I'm doing this show is because I wanted to do something. Like there are many reasons. One is that I wanted to do something unique in regards to shows that are going in YouTube. There are several, amazing YouTube paranormal shows going on. But I wanted to do something unique. Second, even if I wanted to do something like that, I thought, let's make it a show of zero production and zero investment. Third, I'm pretty much jobless in the weekend, so I thought a Paranormal Chat Show or a live stream on YouTube can certainly help in getting rid of my joblessness. Fourth, my team pairs basically believes in spreading or bringing light into darkness, and this shows, the Paranormal Chat Show, like any other show that we do on television, or when we go live on Facebook, or only, and the main aim is to spread light or to bring light into darkness. So the Paranormal Chat Show is nothing but just another medium, where we are basically spreading a kind of awareness, trying to remove fear by sharing our experiences, or how we came out of our limitations of fear, and how we overcome, हम लोगों ने कैसे हटकर हम लोगों ने कैसे ये फील्ड चूज किया, why we are, there are many people who just we come across several times in a day, and like each of them asks one of the weirdest question every single time is that, why are you investigating the paranormal, as in why as a hobby, or why as a profession, or why as a passion. uh, Many reasons to it. You need a police officer to protect you from criminals. You need a lawyer. I'm sorry, you need a lawyer to protect you from, to basically to help you. That is something related to law. You need to work for your garden. You need a servant to work for your place. You need a fireman basically to help you when your house catches a fire or your neighborhood is on fire. So there are things that have been entitled, and there are jobs which are kind of linked to those entitled things. So for every problem, you have a particular person. You have a particular person who's working just for this reason of protecting you, or helping you, or sorting something that you are in need of. So I'll just be asking one simple questions. You have all these problems, and you have all the numbers of these persons who can literally help you. Now, suppose you have this thing going on, which we call as paranormal activity, and you can't explain what is going on at your place, and you have no one basically, and you have applied all your scientific mind. You have put all the theories that quantum theories, scientific theories, any kind of theories, to try and debunk the very fact that whatever is happening at my place is nothing related to ghosts, because ghosts don't exist. Now, after several years of trying, and not able to debunk that particular thing, you come to a conclusion that, okay, there might be something, or there might be someone, or there might be many at my place, and basically they are trying to create a havoc in my life, or they are disturbing my peace of mind, or whatever the reason is. Reasons like that, people like we exist. When everything else fails, you are initially you call the 911, right? And you say, my house is haunted, or you complain when you are a non-believer that my house is getting robbed, or someone is in my house, some criminal, some thief, some robber, someone. And the 911 comes down, and they look for something or someone that is basically trying to has entered your house illegally, and is trying to what, steal something or rob you basically, and they find nothing. So, like, after you have tried all the options, after you have gone through all the options, you are now left with someone, or you are left with this option that, okay, I need to call someone who basically deals with it. And now it may be something, the hallucination, it can be something generating from some natural reasons, but only I believe that people like us, the paranormal investigators, actually know how to differentiate between what is real on what is paranormal, right? What is normal and what is paranormal. So I think this is the only reason we do it. It is many people get fame and money we do due course of time, and I believe it is a result of the hard work and nothing else. Like, paranormal investigators don't generally work for fame, or even if they are working for fame, then I believe they have a better intention for having it, right? So after all the stupidity that the stupid stuff that I spoke, that I'm speaking from the past 15 minutes, I'm certainly sorry if it you felt bored or something. But yeah, this is the reason why we paranormal investigators exist, and yeah, these things are going to happen, guys, in this paranormal chat show, because like I said, it is a live stream thing. whatever I'm doing right now, if I'm coughing or I'm sneezing or I'm doing some weird stuff, everything is streaming live, and I have basically no chance to cut that scene or restart it, because I have no option. It is getting streamed live, so whatever is happening will be happening for live. And since I've been speaking from the past 15 minutes, I think I need some water. And then I have an amazing announcement coming up. Now, yeah, like I said before, no doubt we'll be talking with the guest, but we also, not we, I'm here, alone here. I have this announcement coming up, and this is, I think, is a very huge announcement. If you ask me, basically, I don't know about others. We have been working for it for nearly a year, and things, there are problems getting in between, obstacles in between. But yeah, there is no fun in life without obstacles and problems. So finally, it's done, and I think tonight is the right time to announce it. Apart from it, we are having an amazing, the show got scheduled on 11th and 11th. So today is 11th of November, and what an amazing day this is in terms of spirituality. So if you believe in spirituality, or even if you don't, take my suggestion and do some meditation, because 11/11 is an amazing date in terms of spirituality or manifestation and everything. So just meditate. I think my intro is done, and so let's invite for the guest for tonight is Savio. He's from Mumbai. He's basically an MBA trainer, and also an NLP trainer for corporates. He has been a paranormal enthusiast for many years and has been involved in certain paranormal research and stuff. I don't know much about him, neither do anyone else, so I think we have him on board. Yeah, hi Savio. Hello, is it audible? Hello.
Yeah, I think there is a kind of a delay. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, how are you? Welcome to the Paranormal Chat Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Narva.
So I think I have already given a brief. It was a super brief intro for you. I just gave the first two lines of whatever you do. So like I usually say this to our viewers, basically, you don't get much of live views during the show, but after it's posted on our channel, we do get views, and people do like our live streams and the chat that we have with the guests. So yeah, Savio, let's start hearing it from you. That what do you do basically? Like I did say them regarding the MBA and the NLP thing, but I think they would like to hear from you that what you do professionally.
Professionally, I train people for MBA. I
Mm-hmm.
train them in NLP, neuro linguistic programming. I train them in advanced English, uh, reasoning skills, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and when preparing them for GDs, their interviews, and stuff like that. That's basically my profession, teaching.
Okay.
But other than that,
And hmm.
yeah, go ahead.
uh, yeah, you're saying, please complete it. Please complete it.
No, that's okay. I mean, other than that, my interests are everything in life. You talk about music, you talk about
Mm-hmm.
sports, adventure, paranormal, God, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, so now narrowing down to the topic that we are here for paranormal. So before I ask you certain personal questions related to your experiences and other stuff that you have been involved in, like the only reason I'm asking you this question, because the paranormal community, like there is no offense, but the paranormal community, basically, I think you are a guy that should be in the paranormal community, but you are staying away from it. I don't know why, but and that is the reason many of my friends who would be watching this after it's posted on the in the channel, basically, like, what is your or what is your definition of paranormal?
It's 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 in an ambit of life, right? I mean, if you're studying life, and if you want to know more about life,
Mhm.
the paranormal is something that hits you someday or the other. I mean, see, it's like
Mhm.
this. There are a lot of people. I mean, if you're trying to learn about romance from Mills and Boone novels, or if you're trying to learn about karate by watching movies, kung fu movies, or if you're trying to,
Mhm.
learn to drive by reading books, if you're going to learn about sex from porn, or if
Mhm.
you're trying to learn about God from religion, someday or the other, you're going to be disappointed.
Exactly.
And then I guess all of us, I mean, will connect. I mean, everybody in this paranormal world, and even in this world, I mean, people who are atheists, even now, uh, we all know that we started where we came down to zero. We thought that ghosts don't exist. I mean,
Mhm.
God doesn't exist, right? Because after looking at all these rituals that people throw up at you, all these superstitions, and a certain amount of uh, yeah, I mean, you call it superstitions earlier, blind beliefs. After
Mhm.
following all that, you zero down and you get to know that no, this is not what exists, right? I mean, people try in the same way. People try to find ghosts through movies. What
Yeah.
the, the scary stuff, the startling stuff. It is not scary. It is startling, right? I mean, even during this live chat, if suddenly I mean, make a big noise, somebody is bound to get started, right? There are so
Exactly.
many
Yeah.
memes on Facebook and on the net everywhere, wherein a video need not be scary. It will just startle you out of your chair. And people have misunderstood, misconstrued that to be scary. And that's how I mean, people have misunderstood ghosts. People always think that ghosts are bad, ghosts are
Mhm.
scary. But being in the paranormal world, I mean, we know that it is not like that. I mean, we
Exactly.
find out the guiding spirits also. So paranormal, I'm not staying away from the paranormal. I'm not, in fact, I'm ready to join fairs even today. But I'm waiting.
Mhm.
Yeah, why not? So,
Okay. So, since we have already mentioned about porn and sex, I think this video is going to get age restricted. Uh, so, yeah, there's no power issue in it. This is a live stream and anything can happen. Yeah. So, like you said that people have this misconception, not only in India but in abroad too, that and I think this is the very influence of the TV, basically, or the movies that we watch. That ghosts have a certain kind of face, or they wear a certain kind of attire, or they do a certain kind of noise, basically. So even if there is some scientific reason to it, like a tapping sound can also, like, if there is a running tap going on, and if the drop of water is falling on a, basically, अगर मतलब अगर वहां पे बकेट है एंड पानी गिर रहा है ड्रॉप वाइज, देन वहां पे भी अगर आप अच्छे से सुनो, इट मे आल्सो साउंड लाइक अ टैपिंग साउंड.
yeah,
So we'll have to look that, yeah, there may be some reasons to it, or there might not be. So we'll have to an open mind to both the sides. हो सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. We can just even, like, it is also possible that the tape is not running. Possible that the tap is running. So there are two sides of each story. And what generally people do, like you said, that they come down to a point zero that ghosts don't exist, and then they come to the other extreme point that हाँ सब कुछ भूती है, right? So it is a very how do I say, yeah, this is what actually paranormal world is. And the other day, and I think people should be who experience paranormal, like, call me insane or call me a crazy guy, but people who experience paranormal activities, I think they should be they should feel lucky that someone from the spiritual world chose them as a medium to listen to their messages, to
Exactly.
experience or to hear basically what they are trying to say. Had our guest Brian Holloway, and we were talking that why we do investigations, or why there are only a bunch of paranormal investigators, real paranormal investigators in globally basically. And we came up with this a pretty fascinating line that we don't choose the paranormal chooses us,
Exactly. It does.
right? If there are 8 billion people globally and only 8,000 paranormal investigators, why is it so? To those 8,000 paranormal investigators, that they joined such a field which has fun, which has adventures, which has risk, why not, right? So
The
mhm.
problem lies when people start believing hand-me-down, rituals and beliefs from the old people. I
Mhm.
mean, even when we were small, I mean, our parents also used to scare us. You saying that you
Yeah.
don't go over there, there will be a ghost over there, or somebody will lift you, carry you, and take you away.
Mhm.
Somehow, I mean, even the superstitions like I mean, a cat crossing the road, or a broom
Exactly.
upside down, right? I
Mhm.
mean, all these things, cutting nails at night. I mean, there were these scare tactics for a reason. However, people have started believing that this is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after this now, I mean, if you look at the perception of ghosts in movies, you see a sort of a smoky face with huge teeth and probably
White attire.
eggs and yeah, I mean bloody face and everything. I mean, those are artistic depictions. They aren't ghosts, right? I mean, right now there is a ghost existing in you and in me. Right?
Exactly.
The body is something that we possess. Once the body perishes, that ghost is left open.
It
So there is a
releases.
ghost body. It's released. That's it. Right? So why should we get frightened of ghosts? Right?
No, see, like actually, I believe there's a reason why in movies, basically, if you talk, people generally show why, basically, if we go for Indian cinemas, now the scenario has changed, but then there's still movie makers who are making movies where the Bhutanis are wearing white saris or white frocks or something related to white. There is something, some connection of ghost with the color white. So, in this research of parapsychology, it is said that white is called the purest form of, pure. It is considered as a purest color. So, what people generally depict is that after a person dies, so they do believe that the soul. So what they consider is the soul is very pure. So when it is released, it turns to a particular color, which is also of the purest form. So white is the purest form of color. So that is why they depict the thing that after a person dies, his soul will be in a color that is kind of resembles to white, or something that is very pure. And what the movie makers did is that they added scars, they added long hairs, they added scary traits, they added what do you say, a portable neck where they can, like, I remember watching Ahad when a ghost was carrying his head on his lap basically, and I was like, wow, great. So this thing, and I think this is the reason why people generally depict a person wearing white sari or in a white attire, because I think white is the purest form of color, and that is why they think that since soul is very pure, this color of white.
Yeah, it's an art. I mean, see, art is a depiction of life,
Mm.
right? I mean, you sketch about it, or you make a movie about it, or you make a song about it, or you write it in popular
Mhm.
culture. The problem lies when people try to depict art into life, and
Yeah,
and that's exactly life. And people start getting frightened. There is no need to get frightened at all. It's all scientific.
exactly.
The biggest culprit actually is religion. Religion has messed a lot of things and religious beliefs. They started with put it without a, but then now people, rather than following the examples that are given by the religious gurus, they are following the religious gurus themselves, right? And then afterwards they start flocking to different people to find answers. Whereas the answers lie within yourself, right? I mean, in introduction, I mean, a very good point that you answered someone who said that why are you into this paranormal field? Yeah, I mean, see, there are people who have lived and died in misconceptions, living into their life in misconception. It's okay if you want to live in the same way. It's okay if you want to live your life thinking that there is no ghost. It's okay. It's good. I mean, it's good. At least you're at point zero. You're not at least in the negative thinking about something else. It's all right. I mean, you want to live your life like that. It's okay. But if everybody had the same way, right, that ghosts don't exist and we don't need to go forward, or anything like this, then neither would medical science advance, exist. Neither would research exist. Neither would be reaching different planets and different, on the moon, right? Because everything is okay. I mean, we would still be comfortable using our Stone Age weapons.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody has to do this. Somebody is doing this, and that's why we're advancing over here. The reason it is paranormal is because it is not. I mean, it's a very volatile topic.
Subject. Yeah.
It's a very volatile. Nothing is set over here. There is nothing set. There is nothing. There is no evidence-based research over here. People search for evidence. But tell me, to give a very menial example, a dog might be very friendly to one person, but will bark at the other one. So in the same way, even a plant also for that matter, a plant which grows in a certain pot in a certain house might not grow in the same conditions in another pot in another house. The animal which chooses you, the plant which chooses you, there are different reasons. I mean, we know through research that even plants also like music, it likes a soothing atmosphere, and plants also go towards light and through certain people. So why should a spirit show the same effect to everyone?
Basically answers the question that why one person is getting something, some kind of evidence or some kind of sign, and the other person who is in the same location but at different point basically is not getting anything.
Yeah, through your own research, sometimes you get a but same thing. I think to will not get it.
So yeah. So Savio, I asked this to everyone that everyone have their reason to get into this fascinating world of paranormal. What was your reason? I have just read a couple of lines that you mentioned regarding why you got involved, but I would really like to know, what made you believe in a ghost, or what made you believe in the fact that yes, I think I should have an open mind to this field of paranormal.
I have a very dangerously open mind, actually. Yeah. See, there was one time when I was at the pinnacle in my religious organization, and I don't mention anything like that. But then after reaching the pinnacle, I somehow came back to zero. As I said, I believe that there is no God, and ghosts don't exist. That was why, because I could very easily enter graveyards and places where people burn bodies and all, and nothing would affect me. And I had heard about all these ghost stories from my parents, during the Portuguese struggle in Goa, uh, the freedom struggle at that time and everything, and the ghost existing and all this thing. And somehow something was not clicking. I thought, no, this is all not right. I mean, this is all false. I don't want to give an expletive to it. But then slowly and steadily, when I started building from there on, that is when I got involved in certain haunted places where I could sense some energies. Then I also got involved in some exorcisms wherein people were possessed. Previously, I used to think that possessions are only psychological. But then to actually hear a small girl talk in a male voice, And then when you see normal people try to climb up walls like a lizard, uh, you tend to, I mean, if you have an open mind, you tend to open up to all these things that no, this is not what a normal human can do. There is
Hmm.
something more to it. There is an additional energy that is triggering this.
Hmm.
Right? I mean, we all have our vocal cords right now. I'm talking to you in a certain voice, and at the most, if I'm into mimicry, I might imitate another voice.
Exactly.
But to speak in two, three different voices at the same time, and, display a strength of about 5 or 6 individuals without having that kind of a muscular body, uh, is driven by something else. That actually opened my mind to it. And then afterwards, my brother was into exorcism,
Okay.
and when he, delivered a few, I mean, possessed people. At that point of time, I mean, I was there and I was observing all these things, and I understood. Okay, fine. You know what? I mean, this can be done. There is something more to what we talk about, ghost and God. And I mean, I always bring God into this. Why? Because God is the ultimate paranormal
Hmm.
entity.
Hmm.
See, yeah, I mean, see, if you're talking about life, we talk about life in animals, in human beings, and we talk about life, and talking about, I mean, thinking about how old the world is. I think it's very lately that humanity has been awakened or started to realize that even plants have life, right? And still, there are people who will say that a vegetarian is the purest form of food, and non-veg is like way of killing life. I mean, they choose what life they kill, and they not what would they not like to. But
Exactly.
then, talking about God, I mean, people are not yet open to the idea that even stones and metal can have life.
Hmm.
Very difficult to comprehend. Why? Because they think that life requires some sort of a breathing process, some sort of a blood, some sort of a fluid inside. But they're not still open to the idea that even rocks and metal or wood can have life. And yet, there are so many planets and so many solar systems and so many galaxies that have been balanced by something. I wouldn't say someone. If I say someone, I mean, people say, it's talking about God again.
Hmm.
No, something that is
Some
balancing
force, something.
some force, some energy, right? You call it energy, you call it the white light, you call it universe, you call it God, you call it spirit, you call it
Hmm.
whatever you want. But there is something like that. So if you're keeping your mind open, if you keep your mind open to that, then I mean, you'll be open to even the existence of ghosts within you and me, and even outside, I mean, existing as free radicals. So that is
Exactly.
exactly what triggered me into it. When I saw this possession and when I saw these hauntings and when I saw that these things can get released, at that point of time, I started getting more and more interested in this. I increased
So,
my, yeah.
all right. So, is there any case, exorcism case, basically, that you would like to share with me or basically the viewers who are watching it? Because I would like to know. And why the exorcism thing clicked me, because like I have studied demonology,
Yeah.
and even like if no one knows basically that I'm also a certified exorcist from the New Life Ministry Church School, USA. So I have done I have studied cases, paranormal cases or demon possession cases. I have done exorcisms. I think, and I think the methods may vary when it comes down to exorcism. Like every process is different, every individual is different, and so are their processes. So you can't complain that your process is more better than mine or mine is more better than you. But what brings us to this particular common point is that we are all working basically, or we are performing this exorcism, you may say, or in simple words, cleansing the spiritual activity or spiritual activity of a particular house or from a particular individual body, is because we are trying to help them. So method can be anything, but the only aim is to help. So, Savio, since you mentioned about your brother getting involved in exorcisms, you getting involved in exorcisms, so is there any special case that kind of affected you emotionally in a good way or in a bad way, or that gave you kind of message basically to something or regarding something, or did something unique to you or your mind? Any favorite case?
Uh, there are a few. Uh, there was one particular case. I mean, as you said, therapies are different. Uh, Doctors are different. So therapies are
Hmm.
different. I mean, but as long as they're for good.
Yeah.
My brother solved a case wherein a person was possessed, and he started puking, and he started firing expletives, and with a single hand he could pick up a sofa and fling it around.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was like that, and he turned the entire place topsy turvy. And then
Hmm.
my brother, who was also a pastor in a church, he has his own church. He had his own way of subduing that demon or the possession, the spirit in that person, and he was successful in that.
Okay.
It took him quite some time. I mean, I guess it was more than an hour that he was struggling with this entity, and
Mhm.
that that is exactly what happened at that point of time. That got me interested. How can this happen? It's not. I mean, at that point of time, I wasn't much of a believer in all this.
Acha.
But
So this changed your like you kind of, it gave a hit to your belief system.
yeah, it did. It did. And when these things happen, I mean, if it doesn't happen, you're good. But then after when it happens, it's you start thinking about it. Oh, I mean, am I, what, on the wrong path or whatever? See, I have
Hmm.
problems with any atheist right now who say that ghosts don't exist or God doesn't exist. As long as it is a process. But the moment you think you've arrived in life, that what, this is it, this is final. I mean, this is what I call as God, and this is what I call as a ghost. Or
Objectifying basically.
yeah, it should be a process. You should keep learning, right? I mean, even inside our bodies right now, there is a process going on, and that's the reason we're living over here. Time doesn't
Hmm.
stand. So, if you've arrived in life and say, what, I'm going to be an atheist, an unbeliever, that just doesn't exist, then probably there is a problem somewhere. I mean, the reason why I'm associated with prayers,
Yeah.
also even with you and puja, is because you guys have kept your mind open, and I like the humility and the way in which you conduct your researches. There are some other paranormal investigators. I wouldn't like to mention them without disrespecting them. There are some people who behave as if they have arrived in life. I have nothing to
Hmm.
learn, right? You have to learn from me. This is what a ghost is. This is what a poltergeist is. This is what an entity is, and they've closed their mind, and they're not going to go ahead with that. That didn't happen with me. I always had a dangerously open mind, and when these things happen, I mean, these possessions and the deliverances, the exorcisms that happened, I decided to step aside. This. If my brother can do it, then I mean,
Why
I
not
should,
you?
yeah, to at least assist, but at least try to understand what happened. And what happened was, the same person who was possessed at that point of time got possessed again after 2 years,
Okay.
and then he was
Uh,
brought to me. But I had a very different methodology to exercise the demon out of him. At that point of time, there wasn't any show of power. There wasn't any expletive fired. There wasn't, puking or any dirtiness in the room.
so
But
basically, all
it was,
this thing, like, I'm asking from the public side. So basically, these things do happen, like change in voice, vomiting, and everything. These things do happen.
yes, yes, they do happen. They really do happen. I mean, you'll find a very good person actually, shredding their own hair, pulling up their own hair. Uh, you can call it psychological, but then afterwards, there are some things which go beyond psychological and get into the paranormal. I mean, changing of your voice and suddenly puking something that you've not eaten.
Hmm.
It, yeah, it's pretty different.
Okay, yeah. So if you don't believe me, now you have a person saying that these things do exist. Okay, so basically, this was your turning point in your life regarding like what you believe really exists or not. So,
Yeah, I like evidences. I like evidences, and I like objectivity. I like giving reasons to whatever happens. It is not like, I mean, it just happened and I start believing, oh my God, there is God over here. And some people over there, oh my God, this is a possessed place. And some people will come and say, hey, there is a problem over there, don't go, there's a ghost over there. No, I mean, I need to find out why. You need to find out. And as I say, I think in this field, there is no room for emotions. There is no
Exactly.
any anxiety. There shouldn't be jealousy. There shouldn't be fear. There shouldn't be anger. There shouldn't be depression. Only then will you be able to go ahead with this. The problem with
Exactly.
most,
And these are like the pillars of paranormal investigators, or if you want to get related to paranormal. And I think this brings me to this very topic that, many teenagers, see, there is no harm. I believe there is, regarding the Ouija board, there is no harm in using Ouija board. 99% of the times it is due to the ideomotor effect. But the thing, when things really happen, or there is, see, what I believe is you don't need a piece of wood to communicate or to call in a spirit. You can do it right now. Like, all the people who are watching this video right now, just sit down calm and shout that if there is someone, a spirit or someone who can hear me, just like don't do it. Like, I'm not forcing you, but if you want to try that, if there's someone who wishes to communicate with me, then please do come and communicate. This is how you can also call in a spirit. You don't need a piece of wood doing it. But then most of the Ouija board is very famous with, generally with the teenagers. Now the teenagers have this kida in their mind that nahi chal bhoot ko bulate hain and let's have some fun. What they don't understand is, since they are teenagers, they are going through a range of hormonal changes. They at one, like in 1 second they might be going through 10 different emotions, starting from bad to worst to good to happiest. So they are kind of vibrating, like a sinusoidal wave, which they don't understand. And like you mentioned right now, if they're basically, when you are angry, sad, depressed, or anything that is not supposed to be in your system, actually decreases, I will say, or basically reduces the energy field. Your a person energy field uh, decreases when you are sad, you are depressed, or going through an emotion that is bad. And when your energy field is down, you are more vulnerable, you are more exposed to the spiritual world. So when you are doing an Ouija board session, you have no clue what is going to come in to talk to you. There might be 99% chances that the board may move or the planchette may move because of your very idiomotor effect. But then there is again this 1% chance that something may come in, and you have no clue. It can be the soul of Michael Jackson, or a hit or of the Hitler. So if Michael Jackson, Hitler, best of luck. So if you have no idea how to conduct a session, what is the afterlife, or what the knowledge you should have doing performing while performing a Ouija board session, I would strongly recommend not doing it. Because why to take risk? Even if there's 99% chances of not happening anything, there is 1% chance which can actually put your life into risk.
very true, very true. I mean, talk about this. I mean, if there are 20 people having 20 different Ouija sessions all over the world, and
Mhm.
all of them at the same time call for Michael Jackson, where is Michael Jackson going to go?
Exactly.
So you have to understand. I mean, keep your mind open. It's not Michael Jackson who is coming to you. It can be somebody else who
Exactly.
is imitating Michael Jackson at that point of time, right?
Exactly.
It's very easy.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, it's like going. I mean, somebody asked me once, what precautions should we take before getting into, I mean, calling spirit. I said, what precautions would you take before going on a blind date with a stranger?
Or going for a war, basically.
Yeah, you don't know whom you're going to see over there. You don't know who is going to come over there. Is he going to be friendly? Is he going to be a psycho, obsessed person? Or what dangers he brings along with him? What obsessions? What he can do? Right? Uh, you're just calling somebody thinking that, oh, this person is going to be very nice, romantic. But no, he can be very, very harmful.
Like it's a blind date in literal, like you're totally blind basically, because you can't see कि कौन सा spirit आया हुआ है या फिर किसकी spirit आई हुई है. So you're basically on a literal blind date where you are not able to even see the person sitting in front of you.
Exactly. Very much. Very much.
So I think I'll take like a couple of second break from you, Savio. I have this announcement to make. So like I said initially that I have been like basically the team has been working for a year now to make this happen. I think finally everything is sorted and is coming up very nicely. So yeah, today is the date, 11th November 2017. We, Pairs, the Parapsychology and Investigation Research Society, are launching our own range of merchandises, exclusive paranormal theme merchandises, starting from mobile covers to basically cell phone covers to t-shirts to and many other products are being designed who want or have this obsession with the paranormal. So the theme is pretty clear, paranormal. So anything that is related to paranormal or something where we can try to promote paranormal in a very good way to the people. I think merchandise is the best part here, and yeah, the quality is awesome for the clothes. I have tried it, and they're pretty awesome. It is pretty much comfortable and is going for a long duration with you due to the quality of the clothes. So the link and everything will be in the description. Live stream and you want something from the store, you can certainly click on the link, go to the link, go to the page or wherever the link will direct you and just make your purchase. Yeah, and the shipment will be like all the details will be in the page. And yeah, so Pairs having its own range of merchandise, and it is happening for the first time in India that a paranormal team is coming up with its own range of merchandise. So yeah, I think it's a big deal for me or people who are at Pairs. So yeah, this was the plugging that I think was needed. Coming down to you, Saifio, again, is that I think we are coming closer to the end of our paranormal chat show, but I have a couple of more questions to you. That this like we have been talking from a long time that the paranormal world is fascinating. It is full of adventures, risk, no doubt. Does involve if you have no knowledge on it. And but you know, when a person goes down to the stairs of paranormal or gets involved in it, the paranormal does teaches him or her certain life lessons. You know, it teaches you so many things regarding life. No doubt afterlife is pretty obvious, but regarding this life or how you look towards a particular thing or a situation, so it basically teaches you so many things. So have you learned anything from the paranormal apart from the knowledge that these things do happen and some theories or scientific reasons? Anything, some life lessons kind of thing that you have learned with your cases that you have dealt with regarding the exorcism things or the paranormal research that you have been doing?
Uh, Learning as in, yeah, I mean, life is a learning process, and the universe keeps teaching you more and more things. And the first thing is to have a very open mind to all these things. Uh, that this is not the finality of life. There is something
Hmm.
deep to this, something more than this. Uh, like we think in a three-dimensional pattern, we can only think about length, breadth, and depth.
Exactly.
We can't think beyond that. If I ask someone to put his hand beyond, across this wall, they will say, well, no. I mean, I'll get stuck over here somewhere, right? I mean, I will not be able to put my hand beyond that. If I ask,
Mhm.
if, can you do a bloodless surgery? Like just put your hand inside my head, in my neck, and remove something out of this, whatever. People will say, no, this is crazy. but it is this crazy thing that might someday come true. So if you have an open mind, if you have an open mind towards a higher dimension, probably the fourth or the fifth dimension. Now, people have said that the fourth dimension is time. I mean, I beg to differ. It's a different thing. I mean, you might say, okay, fine, time is a dimension. It's okay. But there is something deeper says that once you reach the higher dimension, you will be able to reach down to the lower dimension and do a lot of stuff. For example, right now, I mean, you draw a two-dimensional figure, a stick figure on the chart paper, right? You can either write it, you can erase it, you can do whatever with that two-dimensional figure you want. Why? Because you stay in the third dimension, and an eraser is a part of the third dimension. So you have the power to either write or to erase anything on the second dimension. So like a person who dwells in the fourth or the fifth dimension, higher than the third dimension, will be able to put his hand inside your body, outside your body, can easily reach, go through walls, right? Can transcend all these things that we see as material and do whatever he wants to. The aim, I mean, my aim is to reach that level. I want to reach a higher dimension. I want to comprehend, at least comprehend what is that higher dimension, wherein we can go up over there and then perform all these surgeries and everything. I mean, all of this, all these procedures in the lower dimension.
Yeah.
And now, when we talk about thoughts, right, what are thoughts? Do thoughts have mass? We don't. Right. Thoughts till now are only recorded in something that is a brain over here. Other than the brain, you have no place or no medium to record thoughts. You will have to put it out in words to record it on some media, or you will have to put it in some visual form to again record it on some other media. But thoughts in itself, thoughts, from where do they originate? Do thoughts have mass? I mean, are thoughts a result of only the brain waves that are, or the short circuits that happen in your brain, or the nervous ending? Is it just a part of that? But we know that thoughts are the originators of idea. And because of an idea, things get manifested in words, and words get manifested in actions, and then that gets manifested in material. But people think that thoughts are a result of all these things, whereas it can be the other way around.
Exactly.
If we can go reverse, and if we think that the thoughts are the origin of all this, if we can catch those thoughts, if we can record those thoughts, now thoughts go back in the future, back in the past, and can also go in the future. But we, materialistically, we cannot go back in our past. We can only see our past.
No, exactly.
Same way, I can construct my future by thinking about it, by what am I going to do tomorrow, and it will exactly be. I will wear the same suit, the same tie, the same dress. I will do the same actions the same way that I planned before. In fact, some people plan their wedding ceremonies and their whole life, their whole insurance, their whole retirement life beforehand, and they live it like that. But tell me, can you go in the future right now?
No.
You can't. But your thoughts have been there.
Can go, yeah.
Yeah. Your thoughts have also been on the sun, where it is difficult, where it's impossible for humans to go. Our thoughts have been right down in the Mariana Trench, where it is difficult for even the most sturdy of
Deepest part, yeah.
the deepest spot for the submarines to go. They can't go over there. But our thoughts have been everywhere. Our thoughts have been in different galaxies, wherein we are still grappling with the idea of reaching different planets. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
So, if at all we go back to the thoughts and try to see where thoughts are, our thoughts existing in a different dimension. There is no time, there is no limit to thoughts. So if we reduce ourselves, not reduce, but if we elevate ourselves to our thoughts, then probably we might be able to go to all those places. That openness of mind is exactly what getting into the paranormal has taught me.
That, like, this is I will consider this as, initially when I started off with this show, like tonight's episode, I said, okay, our aim is to bring light into darkness, and I think by light I will make a similar word to light, that will be knowledge, and darkness is what you are preoccupied, or what you have been feeded. through conditionings, through stories or whatever. So like if you're watching this show, you know what you have gained from this entire chat that we have been doing from the past 1 hour. You'll be knowing that what extra you have learned after you watch this video. So if you learned something, do not forget to subscribe. Yeah. So so final question for Savio for tonight is that like you train to MBA students, and I think so. And since many people will be watching it, and you are someone, uh, I think, and I think this is my personal belief is that has many people believe in paranormal. They have their own theories. There are some they have invented, some they have learned, some they have stolen, some they are like crap that out. This is my theory. But I think you are someone who has, I will say, like combination of all the theories is like you are open-minded to things. Okay, this may happen, that may happen, that can also happen. So since you are so open to this, like you are dangerously open to the paranormal, what will be your message to those who will be watching this video, or in general, like if someone asks you, Savio, what do you interpret of the paranormal, and what you think you should say to a person who is asking you about paranormal? Like, what kind of message do you want to convey?
Uh, a few. First is be open to the paranormal world.
Mm-hmm.
Things do happen. Phenomenon, I mean, unexplained phenomena still exist. There was a time when people would just fall asleep and people would say that he's dead, and then somebody would wake him and he would come awake.
Mm-hmm.
Then there would be a time when people would fall unconscious and people would feel that they are dead, and then somebody had throwing water, and then person would come alive. Till now, medical science has not been able to comprehend a coma, and people still feel that he's brain dead, so he's dead. Likewise, there are places where people have felt that this person is completely dead, and he will not come back to life. And there are cases wherein people have come back from the dead as well.
Yeah, near-death experiences after having near-death experiences.
A lot of experiences like near-death experience, even past death also. People have come back from the dead in the morgue. I mean, they suddenly appear back again. So my message is to be open to things that you don't comprehend as of now. Don't think that it is final in life. There are some things that go beyond, and only some people can sense. For example, people try to say, "Can you see ghosts?" I say, no, yeah, you cannot see ghosts. How can you see? I mean, yeah, clairvoyants are a different a lot altogether. But then, how can you see ghosts? How can you see something that is not to be seen?
Exactly.
Yeah, you sense the ghosts. You sense ghosts, not in these five senses that we have, but there is a sixth sense, there is a seventh sense, there is an eighth sense, there is a ninth sense, there is something more beyond that. Right? That only a few people have sharpened that. Right? So my message is, if at all you have an issue, if you feel that there is a haunting somewhere, if at all you feel that there is a possession somewhere, right? I would say approach us and try to find out, beforehand, before getting into a conclusion that this is a psychological case, or this is a medical case, or this is really a haunted case. There are so many
Because
myths.
there are thousands of sorry to interrupt you in between, because this is a very serious case that you know mentioned about that. If you feel your house is haunted, just even अगर आपको सिर्फ भनक भी होती है या फिर जस्ट थोड़ा सा फील भी होता है कि नहीं कुछ तो गड़बड़ है मेरे घर पे, then do not go to a tantric, or do not go to someone whose only intention is to loot you. And many during most of my interviews, the journalist mainly asked me that what makes you people different from the tantrics. Now the answer is pretty simple: call a tantric, say that your house is haunted. He will force you to believe that your house is haunted without any proof. Call us to investigate if your house is haunted, and we'll bring you to the location with our scientific devices, and you will see it with your own eyes if your house is haunted or not. This is a difference that If you want, now the choice is yours. We are not going to charge you. We are not going to force you to believe if there's something or not. The device is here. You are standing right here. We are standing here without anything, without any switch or remote. How is that right there? It is your belief system and totally your decision to believe if your house is haunted or the device is just going crazy because it has a battery in it.
Yeah.
Depends on you.
And I think Pairs has a wonderful team of sensitives and psychics who can actually tell you whether actually it is a genuine case of a possession or of a haunting or
Exactly. There's nothing. Hmm.
or you have to approach a psychologist or someone else, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Or you have to do nothing. Just calm the shit down and stop watching so many horror movies. You just damage your brain with just horror stuff, and wherever you go, even if you are brushing your teeth, you see yourself in the morning, you're like, shit, that's a ghost, because the last thing you watched yesterday night was a ghost movie. So
Very true.
yeah, and so yeah, this is it. This is Paranormal Chat Show with guest Savio. It was surely amazing having you, Savio. It was really an informative session that we had, and I think people will be watching this or who were watching this, thanks to you also. And I think you have learned something, even if सब दिमाग के अंदर नहीं गया, कुछ बाउंस हो गए, एक दो तो घुसा ही होगा पक्का दिमाग के अंदर. And if that 1 to 2 topics have entered into you, I think that those couple of topics will generate the curiosity in you, and curiosity is the reason we have so many inventions, or the technology is moving fast, so moving ahead with such a fast speed. So thank you so much, Savio, for joining us and spending your precious time with us talking about paranormal on the Paranormal Chat Show. We'll be surely having you once more. I don't know when, but surely, because we covered a lot of topics tonight. And the next day you are here. Next time we'll be covering more topics. More people will be learning what is happening and whatnot,
Yeah.
and we'll be surely standing to the aim that bringing light into darkness. Thank you so much, Sergio, for joining us tonight.
Fine.
Have a good night. Bye bye. So this was the Paranormal Chat Show with guest Savio, and Savio was an amazing guest, to be very honest. So I think we have come to the end. But apart from it, if you like the, if you what like the video, you should like it now. Like if you are still you have stick to the end of the live stream, that you like the video. So please do give a like, and also do subscribe to our channel. Will be like the Paranormal Chat Show is happening every weekend, and we are also coming up with more investigation videos and other stuff that will be generally educating people on paranormal and removing the fear that what we generally do. Once again, if you really liked the video, the live stream, and certain topics did touch you in your heart, or did put the question of is there something, this question of can it happen, is there something, how can this happen, are some of the basic questions that generally bring you to the point that you develop things. Like you may develop a theory, you may develop a machine, you can develop anything. So have a mind of curiosity. And with this, this is Sarbajit Mohanty from the Parapsychology and Investigation Research Society, signing off for tonight, and we'll be back again next weekend. If you did like the show, then you can also like our page at www.facebook.com/Pairs India, PAIRS, Pairs India, and we'll be putting up regarding the show and everything out there. So good night for those who are watching it at night, and good morning to those who just woke up. And I don't know what I will say to the person who are at 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. You should better sleep now. Bye bye.